Okay, now let's continue with the defenses. Okay, defenses that available to the defendant. Okay, since the plaintiff uh, is able to fulfill the three elements of defamations, okay, so the defendants may enjoy several defenses. Okay, so if one of the defenses here fit him well, so he can be excluded from the liability, or some times, okay, the amounts of compensations will be reduced. All right, so there are several defenses to defamations. First, we will start with defense of consent or voluntary non-fair injuria, followed by justifications, a fair comment, a privilege, unintentional defamations, and innocent dissemination. Okay, defense of consents. This is when a plaintiff give consent either by express or implied for publications to be made. So this is a complete defense to a defamations action. And therefore, okay, the plaintiff would not succeed on his claim towards the defendants if the statement published was a true statement and it was given with the permissions obtained from the plaintiff beforehand. For example, plaintiff gave a consent to be interviewed and he is knowing that the contents will be published. Okay, for example, okay, let's say an actress, okay, wants to gain a popularity, and she asked the media to publish the defamatory story about her. Okay, or this is also known as a gossip. Okay, so the actress here already give her consent to the media, and later she cannot say that media has defamed her. Example of case is Cookson against Harewood. In this case, the permissions obtained from plaintiff to publish the statements known as consent. Okay, so it will be a defense to the defendant. Okay, the second type of defense known as justifications. This is a truth. Okay, and the law will not protect the plaintiff if the defamatory statement is true. This is an absolute defense. Once proven that the defamatory statement is true, plaintiff will fail in his action. And please to take note that burden of proof here lies on the defendant. Right? So the defendant must prove his allegations against the plaintiff is true. Okay, however, it is not sufficient for the defendant to state that he believes that the allegations to be true. Okay, however, he must justify his allegations or statement by proving its truth. In other words, he must also prove that all his allegations are true in facts. Okay, I give you one illustrations. Okay, for example, a media publish a defamatory statements that B is having an affair with the minister. Later, A will be successful in raising the defense if A can prove that B indeed engaged with the said minister. If A is able to prove that yes, obviously B has that kind of relationship with the minister, so the statement is correct and it is not a defamation. Okay, the third defense is a fair comment. This includes a comment which is fairly made by the defendants, and this allows the defendant to absolve him from any liability. However, the comment must be honest and fair. There are four requirements that must be fulfilled by the defendant in order to raise this defense. First, The words must be in the form of comment and not a fact. And the comment must be based on the true facts. Third, the comment must be fair and not malicious. And the comment must concern an issue of public interest. For example, administrations of justice, acts or activities of ministers or person influential in a society, etc. Okay. For example, I give you one illustrations. Okay. Let's say A. A here is a court reporter. Okay, pelapor di mahkamah. A court reporter published in a newspaper article stated that B was rude and caused audience in court, including the judge, to be uncomfortable. And then he further stated that B also not comply with the judge directions. Okay, and then B also is impolite a persons. Okay, so here is considered as fair comments. Okay, which is based on an honest and fair observations by A as a court reporter. So A may raise a defense of fair comments. Okay, next defense is privilege. Privilege may be divided into two: absolute and statutory privilege. For absolute privilege, it is a statement made during parliamentary debate and proceedings. This privilege stands even if the statement is made maliciously. But take note, this is made during parliamentary debate and proceedings only. Okay, this is because this privilege does not extend to the repetitions of the same remarks outside the parliaments. The next one is a statutory privilege. This is only given. Okay, this defense is only given to newspaper and broadcasting stations, and it will cover such matters: parliamentary proceedings, court proceedings, companies meetings, etc. Okay, and it includes fair and accurate report, and it must be made without malice. Okay, so not made with a malice. And this defense will not be available in a case of publications or reporting of news with malice. Okay, for example, if it contains seditious or indecent news or which is not for public interest, then it will not be regarded as defense of statutory privilege. Okay, next defense is known as unintentional defamations or innocent publications. Okay, however, the defender must show these elements. He must prove these elements. First, he did not intend to publish them. He did not know of circumstances in which the words might be understood to be referring to the plaintiff, and he has exercised all reasonable care in relation to the publications. Okay, this is where when a person, okay, who unintentionally and innocently publish defamatory materials of another person, so he must establish the three elements here. Okay, and the last type of defense available to the defendant is innocent disseminations. Okay, in other words, innocent publications. So this is available to mere distributors or delivery men, okay, who is involved or participates in the publications of the defamatory article. Okay, however, he must prove that he was innocent of any knowledge that the publications contains a libel. Okay, so he must prove that when the article was distributed by him, he did not know that it contained a libel. Okay, he is a person who distributes the news only, the statement only, but he does not know that it contains any of defamatory words. Right? So overall, we have about um, 7 defenses, okay, that available to the defendant. Okay. And last, before I end the lecture, okay, if you have any questions, okay, please let me know. Okay, so I am trying the best to help you there. Okay, and please ask me questions should you have any problems. Thank you for your great attention, guys. Assalamualaikum.